Hey, welcome to It's Factor Football. Let's take a look at my top 40 fantasy football PPR running back rankings. RB1, Bijan Robinson. I think he's the most talented running back in the game and is good for close to 2,000 scrimmage yards and double digit touchdowns. RB2, Jameer Gibbs. He's electric and he's in an elite Lions offense. Pacheco replaces David Montgomery, but Gibbs should be good for about 300 total touches in an easy double digit touchdown season. RB3, Christian McCaffrey. Could this be a little risky? It could be. He's coming off a huge workload and has an injury history, but when he's healthy, he's still really good. RB4, Ashton Genty. His rookie season was about as bad as it could get, but he still finished as an RB1. RB5, James Cook. Cook has proven me wrong over the last couple of years, and he belongs here. He can handle a huge workload, and there's still plenty of touchdown potential in Buffalo. RB6, Jonathan Taylor. I agree this could be a little low, but there's too many questions in Indy. I don't expect Jonathan Taylor to repeat his production from last year. Michael Pittman Jr. is gone. We don't really know who's going to play quarterback or how many passes he's going to catch either. RB7, Devon Achane. Achane is great and will probably lead the Dolphins in receptions, but this offense just really scares me. RB8, Omarion Hampton. I could see a top 5 finish for him this season. He has everything you want in a true 3-down back and has a great offensive ecosystem. This is one of my favorite running backs this year. RB9, Saquon Barkley. He might be slowing down a little, but he's going to have a big workload in a good offense. RB10, Chase Brown. He's not an exciting pick, but a 3-down back in an elite offense. He's most likely good for 1,500 scrimmage yards and close to double-digit touchdowns with a healthy Joe Burrow. RB11, Derrick Henry. His lack of receiving usage holds him down in the rankings. This one does make me a little nervous. I know he's Derrick Henry, but he is 31 years old and has 2,662 regular season carries. Those numbers are concerning. RB12, Jeremiah Love. This might be too low for Love, but he's going to a bad offense that has somewhat of a crowded backfield. His floor is high because of his receiving ability, but I don't see him scoring too many touchdowns this season in Arizona. It's still early, and I might change my mind on him, but for now, he's RB12. RB13, Josh Jacobs. Currently having offseason troubles, but assuming he's ready to go week 1, he gets a ton of volume on a good offense. His efficiency may be dipping, but should be a lock for double-digit touchdowns. RB14, Kenneth Walker III. He's a guy I wanted to rank higher, but I'm just not sure Justin Fields will utilize him much in the pass game. Once Mahomes returns, I like Kenneth Walker a lot. If you don't draft him, he's a guy you could look to trade for early in the season, especially if he starts slow. RB15, Bucky Irving. I'm ahead of consensus on Bucky. I've seen him ranked 20th. That's too low for me. I understand the concerns, but I expect he's healthy. When he is, he's just too good not to have inside my top 15. RB16, Javonte Williams. He's a 3-down back on a very good offense. Not much else to say. RB17, Kyren Williams. Kyren is rock solid, but they have been giving Blake Corum a little more work. RB18, Travion Henderson. This is high compared to consensus, but that's where I want to be with Henderson. He doesn't need 20 touches per game to get it done. Just give him 15, and I think he's a borderline RB1 in fantasy. RB19, Breece Hall. Great player, tough situation. I don't expect the Jets offense to blow anyone away, and they still have 2 other young backs who can play, and could first round wide receiver Omar Cooper Jr. take away a couple of backfield touches per game. RB20, Cam Skattebo. If healthy, he's higher than 20, but he's coming off a serious injury, so I expect it to take a little while to work his way back into game shape and his efficiency. RB21, Quinshon Judkins. He should get a ton of volume, but how good will the Browns be? I want to rank him higher, but it's tough to do. RB22, Travis Etienne. This could be too low. There is excitement around the Saints offense, but what if they aren't as good as we hoped? And they mix in Alvin Kamara, Kendre Miller, and even Devin Neal. RB23, Jadarian Price. He's a real life first round pick with the backfield all to himself, at least to start the season. I want to be higher rather than lower on a player like that. RB24, David Montgomery. I'm not quite settled on Montgomery yet. He's a true pro at the position and will slide in as RB1, but the Texans' offense isn't anything like the Lions. I could see Montgomery hammering away at 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. RB25, DeAndre Swift. Swift is a talented player, but so is Kyle Monangai. Swift should be a low-end RB2 this season. RB26, Chuba Hubbard. He surprisingly took a back seat to Rico Dowdle last year, but Chuba is a solid back. But don't forget that Jonathan Brooks may be back from injury. RB27, Jaylen Warren. He'll share carries with Rico Dowdle, but there could be some sneaky upside if Rodgers continues to dump off quick passes, especially since Kenny Gainwell is out of Pittsburgh. RB28, Michelle Tootin. He's a tricky one to rank. On paper, he should be the RB1, but he's not the biggest running back, and I'm not sure how much he'll do as a receiver. The Jags also brought in Chris Rodriguez Jr., who has ties to Liam Cohen from back in their college days. RB29, RJ Harvey. I really like him as a player, but will most likely find himself in a committee once again in Denver. RB30, Tony Pollard. This does seem a little low, but at the same time, I'm not too excited about a running back who will most likely share touches on a bottom 10 offense. RB31, Jacory Krosky-Merritt. He won't give you much in the pass game, but with a healthy Jaden Daniels, I'm intrigued. They love Bill in Washington, so I expect him to be ahead of Kaytron Allen on the depth chart, and I could see him rushing for close to 1,000 yards this season. He's one of my sleepers. RB32, Jordan Mason. He should get the majority of the work on an intriguing offense. Aaron Jones will take some work away as long as he's healthy. RB33, J.K. Dobbins. He looked like the best running back on the team last year, but unfortunately suffered another injury. I expect him to get close to 15 touches per game when he's healthy. RB34, Ramondre Stevenson. I'm a Travion Henderson guy, but Stevenson is good enough to still have a role. RB35, Aaron Jones. He can still play, but he's struggled through injuries and he's 31 years old, so it's hard to get too excited for fantasy purposes. RB36, Kyle Monangai. He looked great when he got more of the workload. He's a Ben Johnson guy, so he may get an expanded role in an offense that I have high expectations for. RB37, Isaiah Pacheco. I don't expect him to get the same old David Montgomery role, but expect him to get close to 200 touches and some easy touchdown opportunities. I wouldn't be surprised if he ran for 800 yards and close to double-digit touchdowns. RB38, Rico Dowdle. I'm expecting somewhat of a split backfield in Pittsburgh. I'm not expecting much in the receiving game for Dowdle. RB39, Blake Corum. He's earned more touches than the last couple of years, and if anything happens to Kyron, he's probably a top 15 running back. And RB40, Woody Marks. He had a nice rookie season, but now takes a back seat to David Montgomery. He'll have receiving value, but that's about it. Well, who's too high and who's too low? Let me know. This has been It's Factor Football. Thanks for watching.